Start?
Yeah, let's start. You start.
Okay. So, life can be really busy, especially when you have a big family. I mean, you work, I homeschool, I coach fitness, I have my business, but we keep our priorities straight. We keep God in the center. As long as we keep God in the center, everything will come together. Hi, my name is Teresa Tran.
My name is Tai Son Tran. In Vietnamese, you can call Trần Tai Son. I'm married with my wife. Has been 17 years. My wife is Teresa Tran, and we have 5 children.
I was born and raised in Wichita Falls, Texas. First generation here in the States. My parents fled the country, Vietnam, in 1975, facing all those hardships, of fleeing the country when the country fell. And but they met here in Texas.
We have been here in the McKinney, Texas for about Frisco, McKinney for about 16 years now. I work as a dentist. The office I work at is about 15 minutes from here, and I also run a financial consultant company called Infinite Joy Financial.
Born and raised in Wichita Falls, and my parents were very involved in the church. So I grew up going to Sunday Mass every Sunday. My dad is very religious, both of my parents actually. So we would go to every holy day of obligation. We would go to Christmas Eve Mass, and no matter how late we stayed up, we would still wake up to go to Sunday or Christmas Day Mass, because that's just how it was. And so growing up, that was ingrained in me.
I was born in Vietnam, 1980, and my family, my grandparents, my parents, my aunt and uncle, they are very involved at our local parish, at church, in the choir, running the administrations, to help the church. And growing up, you just go with the obviously the routine, right? As Catholics go, right? You go to Mass on Sunday. You have, faith formation, Vietnamese catechism school as well.
I always wanted to be a mom. I knew I wanted to have a family. I knew that in my husband, I wanted to have a strong Christian husband and a guy who valued our Vietnamese culture. So being born and raised here in the States, I met some guys and dated some guys, but those guys were I was helping them grow in their faith, but they didn't really help me grow in my faith until I met Tai Son.
We met together online, preparing for a workshop, and it's about family.
I was a youth leader in our Dong Hang CLC group, and Tai Son was a youth leader in the Dong Hang CLC group. He was currently living in Canada. I'm in Texas. And all the youth leaders around the nation met together online to choose a topic and then discuss and present to the youth the following month. And we all met on the AOL chat room.
AOL.com chat. And we know a little bit about each other via just basically stay back after those preparation and stay in touch.
So there was no webcam or anything. So we met online, and there was just 4 of us, me, 2 other girls, and Tai Son. And we instantly had a connection. And we would just stay after our meeting and just continue to chat a little bit.
And then that summer in Allentown, Pennsylvania, that's when I met Teresa. And we spent a good amount of time on that weekend to know about each other, right? Finally knowing, how each other look.
Just getting to know him more, I really liked what I was getting to know. He was born and raised in Vietnam. He came to Canada when he was 12. So the Vietnamese culture was definitely all in him.
Also, knowing that she had really a strong faith foundation. And so that's something that, really resonated with me. And I can see like, hey, if we keep this friendship and grow this friendship, it could, I can see we could end up together as a family and build something together.
His family values was just the same as mine. And then his faith was on the same level as mine. So we were able to help each other grow in faith and challenge each other.
Again, after that event, we stayed in touch. And 6 months later, we started dating each other. And it was long distance. I basically in Montreal, studying dental school, and then she entered a radiation therapy school in Amarillo, Texas. And so that was the long distance relationship that we started.
We got married 5 years later in June of 2006. He took his last exam of dental school, and then he flew down here, and then we got married.
It was a very memorable celebration there. And a week later, both of us went up to Canada, and we had a Thanksgiving Mass and Thanksgiving celebration in Montreal. Right after the honeymoon, I moved back to Texas, actually reside in Houston, and I did my residency there for a year before we decided to move to Frisco, Texas, and to start a family there.
6 months into our marriage, we watched the Nativity Story movie, which came out that month of December 2006. Walking out of that movie, I told my husband, I want to have a baby Jesus in my belly. And that was when we were ready to start to try for a family. We both knew that we wanted at least 4 kids. And
because I'm the oldest of 4.
and I'm the oldest of 4, so we wanted 4 kids.
A good number in terms of big family for us.
Yes. And then the Lord blessed us with number 5, and we're just so grateful for.
Yes.
We cannot imagine life without little Millie.
Yeah. Completes our family for sure.
Yeah. When we first had Matthew, we had lost our baby before him, right? It was heartbreaking, but we knew that every baby is a gift from the Lord. And we offered that gift back to God because that gift was not for us to keep and hold.
We took some time to heal for that upon that event. And I think that event helped us trust more God. And that, we can have our plan, but God had his plan and maybe a better plan for us.
And so when Matthew was born, we were so grateful for the gift of Matthew because we were grateful for, me being able to have a healthy pregnancy to carry all through the 9 or 10 months. Mm-hmm. And when he was born, how did you feel, hon?
Yeah, it's just the most special moments in, I would say, any parents, right? Just so much joy, and the fact that, it's a life-giving gift. As a human being.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle, yeah.
Hi, my name is Matthew Tran. I'm the oldest of 5.
So Matthew turned out to be caring.
Yeah,
caring,
he's very gentle-hearted, takes really good care of his brother and sisters.
Yeah.
You're like the oldest, and you gotta be more responsible, right? And show more responsibility to your siblings and being a role model. And by that, by being a role model, I think that's my job as a big older brother, and just to teach them what my parents taught me when I was younger. And so, yeah, it feels great.
So Maiden, our second born, is really good with his hands. He has the gift of cooking, and he's really good with building Legos, and he's a very curious boy.
Hi, my name is Maiden. I am 13 years old, and what I like to do most are gaming and go outside with my neighbors. The best thing about having 4 siblings are that you'll never feel lonely. You can always talk to your little sisters or your other brother about something you both like or do something.
He likes to take things apart and put it back together, right?
And he's our engineer and our computer go-to guy, right?
Yes, our technical guy.
Technical, yeah.
Oh yeah. So I recently just volunteered at a VBS, Vacation Bible School, this past weekend, and I also go to Cedar Tree, or a place where a lot of people group up, and then I altar serve with my brother.
Miriam is our little mama. She's very organized. She takes really good care of her sisters. She's very artistic.
That I get to play with my siblings, and that is really fun. Like games, or some toys, like Barbies and stuff.
But she's also a really good leader in the family.
A future
Right.
dentist.
Oh yes, she wants to be a dentist like her dad.
I like playing games with the family and going to church. That's it.
Mabel makes us laugh. She's a little more cautious. She does love to dance and sing as well. She's like her Miriam shadow. She loves to do what Miriam does. But she has a really special laugh that makes us all of us laugh. And Millie,
So is the one who be taking care of us when we grow old, right?
yeah, she's very organized. She's strong-willed and stubborn. She's independent. She can play by herself. She can play with her sisters. But she's just really sweet and really cute.
Yep. And she completes our family.
Yes.
Little Millie. The good thing is, you have go through the challenge when they're young.
Yeah.
When they're older, they can really play with one another. You feel like, hey, they have their friends, right? So we don't have to do much in terms of entertain them, but it's just so trouble to see the interaction between the brothers and the brother with the younger sisters. Like Millie's favorite, I guess, friend or person is Matthew, right?
Yeah, she says she loves Matthew, but she doesn't like Maiden. So it's just funny.
So funny to yeah.
You're right. When they're little, it's challenging. There are challenges when you're parenting. It's not all like flowers and roses for sure. It's not easy raising kids, but it's worth the challenge because there's so much more joy through that. And I'm just so grateful that God gave us 5, because I know that when we're older, we're going to be surrounded by our kids and hopefully many more grandchildren, because that's where the joy is. We're not going to be alone. We're going to be surrounded with love and joy. Growing up in high school, I wasn't very active. I played some tennis, I did some swimming, but I didn't play competitive sport. Then in college, my friend and I started working out, and I liked it. It was just a great way to feel healthy, feel like you're doing something right. When I moved back to Dallas, to Wichita Falls to work, and then I got married. My husband and I joined the gym for a little bit, but we didn't really keep up that membership. When I was pregnant with my first, I started walking at the mall, and I saw this group of moms in the mall working out. And it was very interesting because it was inside. I don't like to be outside. I don't like to be hot. So I like to work out inside, and I saw this group of moms with their kids with them. And I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. But I was still too nervous. I didn't join. I had my second kid, and as soon as he turned 1, that was the beginning of Lent. And I felt like God was saying, you need to start working out. So I joined Momletta, baby boot camp back then it was called. And I joined the group of moms. I had my babies with me and we worked out in the mall. And I really liked it. Then about a year and a half in, the owner of Baby Boot Camp asked me, do you want to become an instructor? And I said, you know what? Sure. Because I was a stay-at-home mom at that time. I was doing nothing else but taking care of my kids. So I studied to get my personal training license certificate and started training in January of 2013, I believe. And I just really love it.
You need to take care of yourself because your body is a gift from God as well. And I love that. I love she inspired me as well in terms of like, you know, hey, when you can and you're not working, right? You know, focus and you know, work out or, you know, have that aspect also part of your life and your routine.
And then in addition to that, I started my own activewear business, being a rep with Zaya a year and a half ago. And I started that also because I wanted to do something for myself. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years now. And I wanted to, you know, I love fashion and I love fitness, right? I'm in the fitness industry. And so when I came upon Zaya, I love their clothing and I love their quality. I loved how versatile it was.
You know, I was family because, you know, the boy now that we train them for washing dishes and they have their daily chores. And once they complete the daily chores, they have free time, you know. And so you were good with having lay out the schedule for them for each kid.
And
so
training them from when they're young to, you know, from the simple things as taking out the trash to now they clean the toilets, they wash their bed sheets, they clean the bathtub, things like that, right? So that's how they support the family is by completing their chore each day. And yeah.
I think one of the things that I really like is we do the examine at night.
Examine of conscience.
Yeah, with our family together. We ask them, you know, what are they grateful for today?
Where did you see God?
Where did you see God? Yep. You know, what bring you joy today? And we foster that within our family activities and life. And of course, we have church activity, we have mass, we have a lively community here in our area. So we're very grateful for that. But you know, teaching, have a routine, prayer routine for the family is important.
Yeah.
Now with the boys, the older, teaching, knowing God through the Bible, through scriptures.
In addition, so homeschooling, we've been homeschooling for 9 years. We're going into our 10th year of homeschooling. I started when my oldest was in first grade. And homeschooling itself is not easy, but it's so rewarding and it's so wonderful. And I highly encourage, if you feel like the Lord is inviting you to homeschool, check it out because it is such a beautiful way to see your children grow, to be able to pour into them your faith and all of your values and build such a strong foundation for them for when they are older and they go out into the world. They know that they belong to Jesus and they know who they are, whose they are, and the right from wrong. What else? I love you by heart. I love your voice. I have always loved you.
But I remember, I think my dad, he's the one that wants us to have a good faith foundation. You know, we basically missing him for 5 years, right? And then he shared how the reason why he left the country, why he had to, you know, obviously sacrifice his life, knowing that, you know, without that, you know, sacrifice or that risk, we would have the opportunity to live up our faith under, you know, in Vietnam under the communist regime. And so he shared a lot of story. And for us, we come to appreciate the sacrifice that he made. I don't have to be away from my kids for 5, 7, 10 years, right? I'm there with them. We are blessed with that opportunity. You like the chair, Mabel? You like the chair?
We'll be fine.
How we
How
support?
do I support you?
Okay, how do I support you?
How do I support you? Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
All right. He's funny. He has humor, and that really lightens up me because I'm the oldest of 4, so I'm very disciplined and type A and serious. So he has really helped me take it easy and laugh a lot more, and I can say I'm a lot more funny now. My husband is also hardworking. He works hard for the family with so much joy. He doesn't ever complain. But he is the sole provider for the family because I stay home and I take care of the house, I homeschool the kids. So he is the breadwinner of the family, and he wakes up with purpose and with joy and goes to work with joy, comes home with a smile on his face, even though he might have had a hard day at work.
This is a straw. And close. Like a blanket.
So I so appreciate his joy.
And how you support me is, of course, you take care of the house, right? I mean, the kids, homeschooling them, grocery shopping, cooking, right? These are the things that's, it's so critical for a family. And, I always appreciate. I have peace, right? I don't have to worry too much because I know that our kids, our family is in good hands.
And it's so important to us to make time together as a family. So one of those non-negotiables is dinner time. We make sure we sit down together as a family for dinner every day, or as much as we can. Like to have a family date once a week. We either take the kids out to eat, or we have a movie night at home with popcorn, and we play games. So we make it a priority to have that quality family time at least once a week because that really solidifies the bond. Big families are
So much fun.
so filled with joy because each child is so unique.
Yeah.
They are truly a gift from God. God is our foundation, and He is our wellspring and our source. And so from there, that's how we draw our strength, find our peace amidst the struggles of life and the stressors. We know that God is there with us, and He's never going to forsake us. And as long as we got Him, we're good.
Yes, and we just keep tapping into that source every time we need, and everything will come together.
Yep. As long as we keep God in the center, everything will come together.
We are the Tran family,
And we are joyfully big!
My life is a miracle. Every child has a story of God's love to share. Shalom world, tune into God's love story.